Hey guys, Wells Knight here, and welcome back to another episode of Total War Warhammer 2. We are about to engage in combat, it appears. We're being attacked. We'll see. I do have some cavalry. I think we can take these guys. They're attacking us, so we have a defensive position. The High Elves are actually a pretty defensive faction. They have good defensive units, so if we can get like some good high ground or something, we could actually do pretty well here, and that would be ideal. So, Total War, Warhammer 2, welcome! Last episode was very tutorial in nature. I'm hoping this episode is much less so. The advisor is still talking. So he's going to tell us about deployments. Use the terrain to your advantage. Yes, I understand this. I don't want to use, I want the high ground. I get it, game. Okay, so let's look here at high ground. There's a little bit of a hill right here. We'd have to rush forward a little bit to get to it, but I think that would be okay. I don't want to deploy my cavalry in the forest. I mean, I guess, you know what? Fine. I'll listen to the advisor. I'll deploy my cavalry in the forest. So the enemies can't see me. And we're showing health and ammunition. This is the green is health, basically how many units are left in the unit. Yellow is ammunition. And then there's a little chevron showing how experienced they are, and as units get more experience, they become better fighters. Okay, so put these guys up here, put you over here, put archers behind. Okay, and I think we should be good to go. I don't like the fact that our cavalry are like way over here, but I think they can move pretty quick, so it should be fine. Okay, so we're going to pause real quick, and then we're going to move these guys up a little bit so we're actually on the ridge. I think that's a better spot to be in. We'll kind of put them like right about here or so. Except there's some trees here, which I don't particularly like, but it's pretty light tree cover. It'll be fine. Okay, let's get our archers up here, get our lord right here in the middle. And then we will unpause. The idea is going to be to lure the enemies to fight me on the hill, get them all locked down, and then cavalry charge in. That's our basic plan. And then hopefully we'll be able to get into some actual, like, city oh, they have archers. Okay. Oh, they have artillery. That's a little unfortunate, but nothing we can't handle. We can handle a little bit of artillery damage. Yeah. They're going to leave their artillery undefended, though. So as soon as their troops are... I mean, we can cavalry them. Employ your hidden forces, my lord. Advance them through the forest. Yep. The advisor is so quiet. That's a little weird. Like, I don't know why he's so quiet, but he is for some bizarre reason. Either way, we'll grab our artillery, or we'll grab our cavalry. And actually, I'd prefer you guys go through the woods. We want you to kind of like go through that way. That way they're sneaking through the woods, and these units will still end up engaged. We need to also deal with this whole battle thing. Like right now, we kind of let ourselves get into sort of a bad position. Mostly because the advisor was distracting me, but that's okay. It'll be fine. Get our lord in here as well. He can do good things for us. Okay, you guys, charge. Get rid of that artillery. You guys shoot at their missile units over here. That's all good. All right, here we go. Cavalry coming in to wipe out the artillery. Try to get a little bit of a cinematic going. Yeah, look at that. This cavalry, this artillery is basically toast. And then we're going to send our other... We'll let this cavalry will mop them up. There we go. See if we can finish them off. And now, I'm going to charge their lord. I really would like these guys dead. Take guard mode off. I have guard mode on, which means they'll basically hold their positions. All right. Get the cavalry charging into the backs up here. They're charging uphill, and they're charging into spearmen, which is not ideal. However, we can hammer and anvil pretty effectively. The other cavalry should be... Yeah, they're done. Okay, get the other cavalry up here to cycle charge. So we can whittle these guys down. You guys should be firing into this... Actually, let's get the archers over here. Get the archers over here. That way they're shooting from the right side. You don't have your ability now suddenly? Okay. Our lord apparently has lost his special ability. Somehow. He had it a couple battles ago. I don't know how he lost it, but get the cavalry out. Get these cavalry charging in. Let's get my lord attacking theirs. You guys fire into their sides. Because archer fire from the rear and from the sides is, like, super devastating. There we go. Cavalry come back out. These cavalry charge in. We're just basically cycling them. They get... apparently they have, like, some buff right now. This is a new Total War Warhammer 2 thing. Apparently, like, when Dark Elves... They're, like, faction-specific, like... abilities and traits. And apparently, when the Dark Elves get enough kills over the course of a battle, they essentially get like this huge buff to their melee damage and stuff. I want to get these guys out. I really would like to kill their lord with these archers. I'm going to use my cavalry to run some of these other units down. There we go. They're running. They're running. And this guy's trapped up in the middle of everything. So let's get our archers to stop firing. And it gives us victory. You know what? Let's just end the battle. That's fine. So we win. We took more losses than I would have liked, but nothing too important. We just lost some spearmen. And our lord, 120 kills there. Cavalry, a lot of kills as well. Archers doing well. That went fairly well, all things considered. So we should be in a pretty good spot now. And hopefully, we'll be done with a lot of this kind of tutorial stuff. Again, I think, actually this one, I'm thinking let's go with the replenishment. And let's replenish our units. He's going to try and run away. That's fine. We'll let him run. We're in the middle of the end turn, actually. I do want to kind of skip through a lot of this. Speed it up, because turn ends in Total War do take a little while while it simulates all the other stuff that's going on. There we go. Okay, so we got a mission, and it wants us, it wants us to capture and occupy a settlement belonging to this faction. That's fine. Right now, though... Oh, and we've gotten, we got a Flamespire Phoenix and a Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. Okay, that'll make a difference. The Phoenix especially. Glittering Tower is only a level 1 settlement. I think, like, we don't have a lot of... We got a decent amount of spearmen. We can probably do this. Especially since these guys are in rough shape. Let's cross. And we want to take... Ooh, they're being reinforced by the settlement. Okay, you know what? We can do this. Like, even with their reinforcements, we'll be fine. And then we can hit the settlement right afterwards, and the garrison will basically already be gone. So let's do this. We're going to fight the battle. Try and get our first taste of some of these specialized units. The Phoenix is apparently amazingly good. And we also have an artillery unit as well, which is pretty sweet. So let's try and get that going for us. Hopefully capture a settlement. and complete that mission, and more importantly, capture a settlement. Expand our empire. Okay.
Your soldiers are ready to deploy.
Yep, I got it. All right, so they're going to be somewhere over in here, probably camped on the hill. So I think our best bet is probably going to be to advance through the woods over here. So let's just kind of put these guys over. Do these guys have Vanguard deployment? They do not. Okay. So let's just kind of get them over here. We'll put our... I don't think they had any artillery. Maybe they had like one artillery unit left. I'm going to use my Phoenix for scouting. What's the... Oh. Okay. So they're all right there in the middle. Surprisingly. We had sight on them for a sec. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So if I put this artillery right here, they are in range of that artillery. That could be good, but I think I'd rather do that. Still in range, and that way these guys are kind of protected a little bit more. We'll get our Lord over here as well, or maybe we'll put him in the middle. And then let's do that. I'm going to fly my Phoenix kind of over this way so we can scout a little bit. Let's get this guy shooting into them. And we're just going to move all of these guys up and kind of into the woods right here. I just want to see what we're dealing with. Oh, the reinforcements are coming in over there. Okay. So, bombardment spell. We'll just swing our Phoenix in and then get the Phoenix out. We've got this, we can do some things here with our Phoenix to kind of help us out a little bit. Kind of hold them in place while other things swing around and move into position. But we'll be able to wipe out a couple units here and there. Go away, guy. I've gotten one kill so far with the Phoenix. Let's actually attack their Lord. There we go. Do a little bit of damage. Knock him off his feet. And then get out. We're basically cycle charging with our Phoenix. And essentially causing all of their people to be very much overwhelmed. And now we want to move these guys forward. Take out their archers. They're shooting at my Phoenix, but that's fine. Let's bring our cavalry over here. You guys, I want to target that. Bring this guy, bring the Lord in. Start taking out some of these enemies.
The enemy attack your flank.
There we go.
Drive them off.
We should be able to drain a lot of these enemies very quickly. Bring the cavalry over. There we go. Phoenix, get out of there. Oh, that was not the best time to use the bombardment. Okay, I see. I see how it works. So it's like, you have to be in the air, I guess. Cavalry? Come on. Some very bad micromanagement here on my part, but we're okay. We're crushing all of their spears. These guys need to, like, get over here as well. Let's get that bombardment in right there. That does some damage. It seems like the bombardment on the Phoenix is not that good. And I've basically let our cavalry get trapped up against some spearmen. That's also pretty bad, but that's all right. We'll pull them out. We'll get them out of there. And then we'll swing back and take out these guys. Yeah, there we go. They're dead. Let's get our... Or they've broken. They're not necessarily dead, per se. But either way, All right, get these guys down fighting the Lord. Phoenix, fight the Lord. Archers, I want you to target the Dread Spears. And looks like a lot of their archers have rallied. But at this point, we should be pretty good. Yeah, and they've gotten their little super bonus to melee attack and everything. Come on, cavalry, take out these archers. Get rid of them. Get them off the battlefield. That should be good. Yeah, they're going to drop real fast now. Okay, good. Phoenix. Help out with this Lord. We should be good. Spearman, get over here. These guys are all busted up. So bearing that in mind, let's take out these Dread Spears. They are spear units, and normally you wouldn't want to charge spears with cavalry, but there's like 3 of them left, so we'll just get rid of them. We'll just run them all over. Okay, that's all good. Cavalry. Yeah, we win. Very nice. So we basically wrecked their reinforcements and their main army, which is good. And we've done okay. Some of our guys did take some damage. Our Phoenix took a little damage. This spear unit was already relatively depleted, so that's fine. We're going to go with the unit replenishment, try to get our guys back to full health, especially since the High Elves actually have a nice buff. The higher the morale of the higher the number of units, and the more health the unit has, the better they perform. And we got a talisman, which is pretty sweet. And we killed one of our enemies, also pretty sweet. So now, let's jump into here, go to details. There's the talisman that we just earned. Basically, it's like a little special equipment thing. And then let's go to skills. We can give him some good stuff. So I think the first thing we want to do is increase his movement range by 10%. That'll help out a little bit. And then we're going to want to take the Glittering Tower. And I'm not even going to fight this one. I'm just going to auto-resolve it because we're going to, like, there's none of them left. They will all die. So we'll just auto-resolve. Decisive victory. And we want to occupy this and turn it into our own. That gives us 1,000 gold, plus 2 influence, and some way fragments as well, which are used for different things. Way fragments, I believe, are used for rituals and rites. And influence is used for recruiting lords and political stuff and all sorts of cool things. So that's good for us. Okay. So now, unassigned skill points. Oh, he does have an unassigned skill. Oh, that was from occupying the thing. He got another, yeah, good. Okay. So, additional tradable resources produced. That could be very good. But I think we probably want to start going down his red line here to start getting him some decent buffs in that way. Let's look at the Glittering Tower. We have positive growth. That's good. Okay. Let's look at our technology tree. Looks like we can't research anything just yet. Looks like we need to unlock... We need to build a rally field first and some other structures. So it looks like their technology is tied to structures. Wow, words are hard. Okay. And now we're going to try and basically just get, like, all the trade agreements. Because that is a huge thing as the elves, like, trying to get a lot of these trade agreements going. Some of them they're going to reject. That's fine. But we're going to give absolutely everybody at least a try, because we could we'll get a nice little income bonus from doing that. Trade agreement.
I agree.
Yep, good. These guys, dark elves, they're not that bad at us. Low, yeah, they figured low success chance there. That's fine. What about you guys? Okay, so we're boosting our income quite nicely here. These guys don't like us.
I do enjoy watching the debate.
Yeah, they don't like us at all. That's fine. That's okay. So let's try and take a look. Wow, the map is huge. Very, very big. Okay, so this is kind of our starting area. I haven't even had a chance to really survey this yet because we spent so much time dealing with the advisor in his tutorials where he's like, let me teach you all the things you need to know about this game, most of which you already know. So this is kind of our initial area. This is the vortex. That's a win condition, essentially. You perform a bunch of like rituals, four or five rituals, and then you fight a battle and take this. It takes a long time to get to that point. But that's basically one way of winning the game, and probably the way that we will ultimately win if we do. And then you can zoom out and see there's a continent, there's like 4 continents here. And that's where, you know, different climates and all sorts of stuff going on. Okay, so we've checked our diplomacy. We should probably look and see. We've checked all the ones with trade agreements. I'm just trying to decide if I want to look into, like, allies and stuff yet. I don't think we do. One thing I do think that we should do, like, ASAP, is recruit a lord who's just going to basically run around and try to find treasure. So let's see. Weapon strength minus 30, upkeep, disorganized, recruitment cost, lord's army. That actually would be fine because his only purpose is going to be to run around and gather stuff. Or this one. Yeah, let's recruit her. And basically the only thing she's going to do is swim to these different islands and things you can see over here. She can look for treasure. Like right here, you can see this thing glittering. There's quite possibly treasure there of some sort. And she's going to be essentially a treasure hunter. She's going to sail around and look for treasure out at sea and stuff like that. Because apparently you can find some pretty good stuff by doing that, which is pretty sweet. So that's all good. As far as our buildings go, we're kind of stuck there. Let's take a look at these. Trade agreements. We've negotiated those. Those are all good. And this is our only province at the moment. What are we still missing? The Tower of Lycian? I'm going to warn you guys, I'm not super good with the lore of Warhammer. Like the tabletop, I've never played it. I don't really have a huge interest in it or anything like that. So some of these names I'm probably going to butcher. Just warning you, if you are a fan of the Warhammer tabletop game, you may get very annoyed at my pronunciation of some of this stuff and my understanding, or lack thereof, of the lore. I'm warning you right now. It's probably going to happen at some point, but that's okay. So we've got... I think we're pretty good here at this point. This guy is, I mean, we're recovering. It will be back to basically full HP in this army, fully replenished by the end of next turn. They do have a big army up here. Well, relatively big anyway. But I think at this point, actually we should look at some of this stuff as well. Intrigue at the court. This is where I can use some of that influence that we've earned to increase or decrease relations between different factions. So I can just like make people like me, or I can make them dislike other factions, which is pretty cool. And then we have our rights. And these are like temporary buffs we can get by spending money, is what looks like how we do them. So powerful magical item. And we have to unlock them before we can do them. So we have to unlock we have to research 3 technologies, reach rank 5 with your faction leader, construct the archive, and own 3 settlements. So actually, I'll probably have this one and this one before I have the very first right. But they all do different things, and they're all relatively powerful in their own way. Immune to attrition, for example, like that's super good. Experience gain, influence +2 per turn, public order. Yeah, these give some nice buffs. But I think we'll go ahead and end the turn here. Now that we have taken on some of these enemies. Did they... Oh, no. Tower of Lycian is still... It's still up here. Yep. Cool. Good job, advisor. So I think we probably want to try and take the tower next. Just so we complete a full province. Oh, I should check. Was that... No, it's 3 settlements, not 3 provinces to unlock that last right on the list. So actually, that's pretty good. Let's move our lord. Oh, actually, you. There are different like movement stances. Somewhere. Oh, right here. Here we go. So 50%. For that, 50% for that. Ambush is 25%. So if I move him to like right about here, that'll leave me with just enough left over to go into ambush stance, which is what we'll do. And then I want to recruit. Like, our income's pretty low, but I think I'd like to recruit just a couple more units into this army. And then I think...
I hear the Widowmaker.
You... Oh, here we go. I was going to say, why can you not do the thing? But we're good. So we'll go into flank speed to increase the... Oh... Actually, can I, like, get to up here or so? And then switch... No. I was hoping I could cheese a little bit, but I want to... Oh, you won't board over there? Okay. So in that case, well, whatever. We do want to explore some of these treasures and stuff that we find around here. So that's basically all that lord is going to be doing for a little while, is just running around and trying to find treasure. Now, still have 1 turn left on this before that's completed. That'll get us up to an elven village, militia camp, rally field. That's what we're going to want to get as soon as we can. And then I think we are good. So now we can start kind of getting through turns a little bit quicker. There we go. So you should be good. Can you... You're in no stance right now. Okay, I understand. Mission issued. Build a rally field. That's on our list of things to do. That's like the very next thing we're going to do, in fact. So we'll do that. Can I start constructing another building, like, right away? Because that could be very good as well. Yes, I could. But I think I want to look at some of these military buildings. A noble. That's going to be like an agent. Okay. So... Replenish troops, increase trade, assassinate. That could be good for us. Income generation is always good. And this actually goes all the way up to here. So that's public order as well. That's probably pretty good as well. I think we'll probably build one of those. And then these are all like higher level things. So I want to kind of hold off on those for the time being. Let's go with a... Elven Gardens, because a hero could be good for us. Just kind of spend some stuff there. And then you... Can I reach the tower? Yes, and it appears like it's a tier 1 settlement. Let's look at this. There's a fair amount of enemies there, but my stack is much bigger. I think we can probably do this. Wow, that's a lot of enemies. Okay. So, Dark Shards, Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, Corsairs. Yeah, okay. So it's a relatively close battle, but I don't see on their side any cavalry. That gives me a huge advantage, and I'm glad I recorded I recruited those extra spearmen. For now, let's just encircle. That's basically a siege. How many turns can they hold out? 12 turns. That's a lot more turns than I want them to be able to hold out. But let's get up here. Search this with a lord. Let's check this out. Horde of Vampire Admiral gives us an herbalist, which is, I believe, a person who can accompany me, and then 10,000 gold, which is awesome. Do you have the herbalist? No. Good. So we actually want to put that on our lord here, because that'll also give him poison attacks, which seems awesome. And it means he'll take a much longer to recover from wounds, but poison attacks on his, when he's actually a melee lord, like, that's pretty solid. Because he's going to be in combat, for sure. And he's going to be in combat a lot. So I'm good with that. Are there any more, like, treasures up and around here that we can loot? Yeah, there's another one over here as well. Okay, so let's take you, start moving you towards this, because I want to loot that as well. Oh, are you? Oh, here we go. Let's get that going. Start moving you over that way. So next turn, we'll be able to loot that as well, get more stuff. That's pretty good. And then I think, if I remember correctly, it's going to take our lord here one turn to get his herbalist, right? Yeah. And I'd like to have that. And if they attack me, that also puts me in a defensive position. And since they don't have any artillery, that would actually be great. I would love to be defending, because then I can take a strong terrain location. But I think that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. We're finally getting into the campaign, the meat and potatoes here, getting some good stuff going. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.